Okay, hello guys. Okay, today ang pag-uusapan natin are all about dynamics and electric current. Okay? So, pag-uusapan natin yung concepts ng dynamics at the same time ay pag-uusapan din natin yung electric current, typically yung Ohm's law. So, may mga konting computations tayo. So, I hope na marami kayong matutunan today. Okay? So last week, pinag-usapan natin yung electrostatics, which is tungkol dun sa charges at rest. Okay? So ngayon, ang pag-uusapan natin ay yung electrodynamics. Okay? When we say electrodynamics, siya ay study of electric charges in motion. Okay? Unlike dun sa isa, kay electrostatics which deals with electric charges at rest, sa electrodynamics, nagfo-focus siya on how electrons move. Okay? Especially when influenced by electric potential or yung voltage. Okay? So, disorganized motion of electrons forms what we call electric current. Okay? And sa field natin, electrodynamics is fundamental. Okay? So, bawat imaging natin, major imaging modality, like yung radiography, the fluoro, the CT and MRI, so nagre-rely sila sa controlled electron motion. And X-ray production itself, so nakadepende siya entirely on accelerating electrons across a potential difference and 'di ba, after niya mag-accelerate sa yung electrons mismo, 'di ba, magde-decelerate siya doon sa target. Okay? So, understanding electrodynamics, it allows us to understand kung paano nagfo-flow ang current sa circuit, kung paano nagfo-function ang X-ray tube, and kung paano si generator mag-control ng kVp and yung MA. Okay? And also how the power is calculated and managed safely. Okay? So, pag sinabi namang electric current, siya ay by definition is yung directed movement ng electrons through a material. Okay? For example, yung wire. So, ang current, nag-e-exist siya when the electrons move predominantly in one direction. Okay? So, si electrons, hindi siya na-move in an organized way ng kanila lang. Okay? Kaya may dalawang conditions na kailangan para makapag-produce ng isang current. First ay kailangang may difference sa electric potential. Okay? Kailangang may voltage. And second is yung kailangan may pathway that permits electron flow. Okay? So ano-ano nga ba yung mga media or ways kung paano mag-permit ng electron movement? First ay kailangan ng vacuum. Pag sinabing vacuum, isa siya sa yung space by which yung air at saka yung most matter have been removed. Okay? Kailangan walang presence ng air. Kasi there are very few atoms na present para mag-oppose do sa electron. So, kaya yung vacuum, ina-allow niya yung electrons to travel long distances and to reach extremely high velocities. And also, to strike target with enough energy to produce X-rays. Kaya yung ating X-ray tube, di ba siya ay isang evacuated na glass envelope? Kasi, kung may present na air, yung electrons kasi mag-i-interact yun doon sa gas molecules. Okay? Instead na direkta sa target. And if that happened, mawawalan na siya ng energy. And syempre, yung X-rays, hindi efficient yung magiging production. So, kaya kailangang evacuated ang glass envelope. Okay? Or yung mismong, kung yan man ay Pyrex glass or metal enclosure. Another thing ay yung gases. Yung certain gases kasi tulad ng neon, ng argon, and ng xenon, so nagpe-permit sila ng electron drift kapag na-ionize. Okay, sa gases, ang electrons guys ay nagmo-move from negative, 'di ba? Negative to positive, lagi naman. And, the positive ions naman, nagdi-drift siya toward the cathode. Okay, 'di ba, ah, like charges repel, unlike charges attract. Okay? So, yung principle na ito sa gases, nagagamit siya like dun sa gas field na radiation detectors, nagagamit din sa fluorescent lamps, and sa neon signs. Lastly ay yung ionic solutions and electrolysis. Yung sa ionic solutions, yun yung, for example, may mga atoms na may complementary valence, okay, valence electron. So, yun yung portion ng electron, yun yung nasa outer portion ng atom na either natatanggal or nagi-gain. Okay? So, 'di ba last time nasabi ko na ang electrons kapagka natanggalan siya ng isang electron, ang tawag sa kanya is positive or yung cation. And also, kapagka naman nag-gain ng electron or nadagdagan ng electron ng isang atom, so nadadagdagan yung negativity niya. Okay? Kaya siya ay negative ion. So, sa mga complementary valences, so kapagka yung charges ay nag-add up to 0, so ang mangyayari dun magba-bond yung dalawang atoms. Okay, for example, meron tayong sodium sodium at saka chloride. Okay? For example, si sodium is positive 1, and si chloride is negative 1 yung kanyang atom. So, pagka nag-combine sila, so, dahil nga ganun sila, yung opposite ang charges, and pareha silang equal sila, so magko-combine yung dalawang yun. Pwede silang mag-combine. And yung ion formation na yun ay tinatawag na ionization. Also, kaparehas nung sa electrolysis, pag sinabi electrolysis kasi is electroelectricity, lysis is splitting. Okay? Ngayon, sa electrodes, kapagka naka-connect yun sa battery, and if naglagay tayo ng ionic solution, so magma-migrate yung positive ions papunta sa cathode, kasi si cathode ay negative. And yung negative ions naman, syempre magma-migrate siya sa opposite side, which is yung anode na positive. And if that happened, for example, we have water. Okay, so pwedeng magkaroon ng electrolysis. Ibig sabihin, yung H2O ay maging hydrogen na lang, and yung isa ay maging oxygen. And also, halimbawa, yung molten na sodium chloride, okay, pwedeng maghiwalay si sodium at saka si chloride. Okay, ganun yung electrolysis. Nasundan? Also, dito sa electric current, meron tayong dalawang klase. Okay, two types. Which is yung direct current at saka yung alternating current. When we say direct current, direct. Ibig sabihin, nagfo-flow siya in only one direction. And if one direction siya, so represented siya by straight line. Okay? Straight line na waveform. Okay? So, ang direct current, napoproduce siya by batteries and yung mga rectified na power supplies. The alternating current, so alternate, so ibig sabihin si electrons nagfo-flow siya back and forth. Okay? And nagbabago yung direction niya continuously. So, since ganun yung behavior niya, represented siya by a sinusoidal waveform or waves. Okay? And alternating current, siya ay supplied by wall outlets at saka yung mga power grids. Okay? As for the magnetism and current, si alternating current and magnetism, they are closely related. Kasi, because yung AC, nagche-change siya ng direction, The magnetic produced by the alternating current also changes polarity. Okay? Nagche-change siya ng polarity like yung north at south at saka yung positive at negative. Nagche-change siya back and forth. And meron tayong mga iba't ibang magnets tulad na natural magnets na nag-o-occur in nature, which is yung lodestone or leading stone. We have permanent magnets na artificially made, pero some permanent magnets kaya permanent kasi yung magnetism niya is retained. And also electromagnets, kung merong permanent, merong electromagnets na nagiging magnetic lang kapag may current. Okay, and electromagnets, so nagagamit natin 'yan for sa mga motors, generators, MRI systems at iba pang imaging equipment. Okay, electromagnets. Next ay pag-usapan natin yung 4 states of matter. States of matter or yung electrical behavior, 'di ba? May mga iba't ibang klase 'yan. First, we have conductor. Ang conductor is any substance through which yung electrons, they flow easily. Okay? Again, they flow easily. And when it comes to resistance, variable siya. Okay? Hindi siya controlled, hindi siya freely. Okay? Again, variable yung resistance. And this conductor, they obey Ohm's law. So it means kailangan niya ng voltage. Okay? Applied voltage. And for conductors, we have examples like yung copper, yung aluminum, at yung water. Okay? Kung mapapansin nyo sa mga kuryente, yung wirings natin, they are made up of copper. Okay? And water, they are also a conductor ng electricity. So, merong kabaliktaran yan. Si conductor, we have insulators. Okay? Ang insulators naman, do not allow electron flow. So, ibig sabihin, yung resistance niya is extremely high and nagpe-prevent siya ng unintended na current flow. So, ang example niyan, ano ba yung hindi na, alin ba yung mga materials na hindi nakaka-travel ng electricity? So, we have glass, we have rubber, and clay. And yung insulators, makikita nyo yun doon sa mga high voltage na imaging equipment. So, sila yung mga coverings. Next, we have semiconductors o semiconductor. Okay? So, semiconductors, they behave as conductors or insulators depending do sa conditions. Okay? Yun yung ginagamit natin na foundation ng mga modern electronic control circuits at saka yung phones, computer, and so on. Okay? Again, they can be conductive, they can be resistive, and yun, ang mga samples natin ay silicon and germanium. Then we have yung kung may semiconductor, merong super. Okay? Superconductor. And sa superconductor, ang electrons ay nagfo-flow, again, without resistance. Okay? Zero resistance. And for these superconductors, hindi na kailangan ng voltage. Okay? No voltage needed to maintain current. And yun nga lang, because they are prone to overheat, kailangan na nasa extremely low temperature sila. For example, kay MRI systems, kailangan natin ng low resistance na niobium and titanium alloys. 'Di ba? Sa MRI, kailangan sobrang lamig. Okay, malinaw? Any question? Any question? Okay. So, ito yung ano natin, next topic. So, dito meron tayong konting computation. and I hope na mai-discuss ko maintindihan niyo siya maigi. Pero madali lang siya, okey? Ang meron lang siyang rule tapos, magkakaroon lang ng konting twist or tweak doon sa parallel circuit and series circuit. Okay? So, let's begin with, yun nga, yung Ohm's Law. Okay, regardless nung, magiging, changes doon sa series and parallel, dito pa rin tayo mag-i-stick kay Ohm's Law, okay? According to Ohm's Law, the voltage across the total circuit or any portion of the circuit is equal to the current times the resistance. Okay, yun yung kanyang sinasabi. Pero in short, ang computation niyan is V then IR. Okay? And since dito naman, since we have voltage, tapos ang ano niya is yung product ng current and resistance, pagka ang kailangan na natin ay yung ibang factors like the resistance at saka yung current, i-divide nyo lang siya guys. Okay? We have voltage, tapos i-divide nyo lang sa kung anong kailangan. Okay, for example, dito, sa resistance, para makuha mo siya, so i-divide mo lang yung voltage sa current. And kung current naman ang kailangan mo, syempre ang i-divide mo is yung voltage, i-divide mo sa resistance. Okay, so tandaan nyo, ang pinagmumultiply lang ay yung dito sa voltage. Kapag kailangan siya, so i-multiply mo yung I and yung R. So sa mga units, kay voltage, ang ating unit ay volts, V. Kay resistance, ang ating unit ay ohms. Okay? And for current, ang unit natin ay amperes. Malinaw? Yan. So let's try this example. Okay, sasagot kayo guys ha. Okay, so ang first question natin is this. If a current of 0.5 ampere passes through a conductor that has a resistance of 6 ohms, what is the voltage across the conductor? Okay, so again, ang hinahanap niya is voltage. Okay, so paano makuha yan? So we need the current and we need the resistance. Okay, sige nga, try nyo nga. Anyone? Anyone? Voltage? Okay, alin dyan ang current, alin dyan ang resistance? Anong sagot sa voltage? Okay, very good. So, ang gagawin natin, para makuha natin yung voltage, kuha tayong calcu para sure. Okay, so we have 0.5 at saka yung 6 ohms. So, 3 ang voltage. Very good. Okay, paano naman kung ito? Okay, a kitchen toaster draws a current of 2.5 amperes. Okay, if the household voltage is 110 volts, ano yung electric resistance ng toaster? Okay, again, ang hinahanap ay electric resistance. Okay. Pagka ganito, ang una lagi i-divide ay yung voltage. Okay, may nakasagot na? Okay, very good. Very good, very good. Okay, so para makuha yan, so we have 110. Divide mo lang sa, ano nga given? Okay, 2.5. Okay, so we have 44. Okay, so lagi nyo lang yung tatandaan ha, yung rule. Okay, kasi mamaya meron na tayong series at saka parallel. Okay? So, regardless na sinasabi nilang dalawa dito, kailangan nyo pa rin bumalik doon sa main rule na ito. Okay? So, start tayo sa series circuit. Okay, sa series circuit, yung sinasabi niya kasi dito is all circuit elements are connected in a line along the same conductor. Okay? So, yun yung reason kung bakit, di ba doon sa mga series lights, pansin nyo, pagka sobrang dami ng ilaw niya, medyo nagdidim yung ilaw. At the same time, kung merong pumalya doon na isang bulb, the rest nung mga kasama niya ay palyado na. Okay? Kasi, iisa lang yung kanilang line. And because of that, medyo mataas yung resistance. Okay? Unlike do sa parallel na kanya-kanya silang line, so walang complication. Okay? So now, discuss natin. Meron siyang rules for series circuits. Okay? Here, the total resistance is equal to the sum of individual resistances. Okay? Here, kita niya, plus, plus, plus. Okay? Also, the current through each circuit element is the same and is equal to the total circuit current. Okay, kaya dito, so they are equal. Then lastly, the sum of voltages across each circuit element is equal to the total circuit voltage. Okay, kaparehas nung sinasabi niya sa resistance. Okay, yun yung rule. Pero pag kinompute niyo yan, kahit ang dami niya sinasabi, simple lang siya. Okay? So here we have another example. Okay, we have a series circuit that contains 3 resistive elements. So tandaan nyo, meron tayong tatlong resistive elements. We have 8 ohms, 12 ohms, and 15 ohms. Kung ang voltage is 110, so another given, what is the total resistance? Okay, yun yung first question. What is the total resistance? Then, the current through each resistor, the second question. And again, yung the voltage across each resistor. Okay, so wag kayong mako-confuse. Ang tanong dito sa current at saka dito sa voltage ay each resistor. Okay, so kapag kaganyang each resistor, since we have 3 given na resistive elements, kailangang bukod-bukod yung kanyang computation. Okay, pero simple lang siya. Okay? So now, try natin. Kailangan muna natin yung total resistance. Anyone? Pa-compute nga. Total resistance. Okay, anong rule? Here. Okay, meron nang nakasagot. Total resistance. Okay, very good. So, ang gagawin natin, do sa tatlong given na resistance, pag-a-addin lang natin sila. Okay? Pag pinag-add nyo yung 8 plus 12 plus 15. Okay, ang makukuha nyo is 35. Okay? Huwag nyo kakalimutan yung unit. 35 ohms. Okay, very good. Ang sunod ay yung current. Okay, since nakuha na natin yung resistance, ang sunod naman natin kukunin is yung current. Okay? So, ang gagawin nyo lang dyan, sige, try nyo muna. Okay, ito yung statement niya. Equal, equal, equal. Okay? Ibig sabihin, isa lang yung current sa bawat resistor. Okay, may nakakuha na. Okay, very good. So, ang sagot dito guys ay 3.14. Okay? Kasi, meron na tayong nakuha yung dito sa total resistance. And since equal, so ibig sabihin, isa lang hahanapin natin. So, may given na tayo, meron na tayong 35 ohms, yung kinompute natin kanina. Then, we also have the voltage na given na earlier, yung 110. Okay, so ang gagawin nyo lang doon, to get the current, i-divide nyo yung 110 volts divided by 35. Okay, compute natin, 110 volts divided by yung kinompute natin na 35. So, we have 3.14. Okay, very good. Okay, ganun sa series. And also, yung last, okay, ito yung madaming computation. Okay? Ano naman? Voltage across each resistor. Across each resistor. Okay? So, try nyo nga yung last. Across each. Okay, may nakapag-try na? Okay, sige. Antayin natin. So, I need 3 answers. Okay, so yun ay ano na, yung combined. So, I need individual. Pero very good to. 110, which is given naman na siya. 109. Pag in-estimate natin siya, it's 110. Pero ang kailangan natin is across each resistor. Individual. Okay, very good. So, ang gagawin natin, we have 3 resistive elements which are yung 8 ohms, yung 12, at saka yung 15. So, ang gagawin natin para makuha ang voltage, 'di ba? Pag mo-multiplyin natin yung current at saka yung resistance, 'di ba? So, we have 340 na amperes. So, yun na-compute natin kanina. Then, i-multiply natin across each resistor. So, 3.14 times 8. So, we have, yan, 25.12. Then another 3.14 uli times 12. So 37.68. Very good. And lastly, 3.14 multiply natin sa 15 ohms. So we have 47.1. Okay? So, yun lang. Ganun lang siya sa series circuit. Okay? And pagka pinagsama-sama mo yan, so we have 109.9 or pag inestimate mo pa, 110 volts. Okay, very good. Okay, nasundan ng lahat? Or any clarifications? Okay. So, next naman ay yung parallel circuit. Okay, very good. Ito na yun. Yan. Skip na natin yan. Na-explain na. Okay, ito yon yung explanation kanina. So, pwede nyo i-check mamaya. Next ay parallel circuit. So, may konti siyang tweak dun sa statement. So, sa parallel circuit, siya ay elements that are connected at their ends rather than lying in a line along a conductor. Okay? Yung rule niya, so here, yung sum ng currents through each circuit, again, is equal to the total circuit current. Okay? Then next, yung voltage across each circuit element is the same. It is equal to the total circuit voltage. So, dami niya sinasabi. Pero ito lang yung ano niya, ibig sabihin. And lastly, so makikita niyo naman yung resistance. So, ganito. Okay? So, sabi dito, the total resistance is the inverse of the sum of the reciprocals of each individual resistance. Okay? So, yan yung rule niya. Pero again, regardless na merong changes dito sa rule, stick tayo dun sa main rule, yung V is equals to IR, then the rest ay divided. Okay? So here we have another sample. Okay, meron uling given na 3 resistive elements. Okay, and yung voltage is the same, 110. Okay? So, again, what is the total resistance? Yung first question. Next is the current through each resistor. And lastly, the voltage across each resistor. Okay, so sige, try muna natin yung first question niya. Total resistance. Okay? Sige nga, try muna. Okay. Sige, very good. Sino pa? Okay, very good to. Yung 0.275 pero meron pa siyang karugtong. Okay, may isa pa siya. May kasunod pa. Pero very good to. Tatapusin pa yan, yung 0.275. Okay, kamusta guys? Okay guys, kamusta? Okay, very good. So, ang gagawin natin diyan, ito. Okay? So, ang gagawin natin, i-divide natin sa 1 yung bawat given na resistance. Okay? So, dito, 'di ba meron tayong 8, meron tayong 12, at saka meron tayong 15. So, kapag dinivide nyo yan, 1 divided by 8, may ano tayo, 0.125. Then, yung 1 divided by 12, meron tayong 0.083. Then, yung 15, meron tayong 0.067. Okay? Now, after natin makuha yung quotient nitong mga i-divide natin sa, okay, pag-a-addin natin. Okay? After ma-add yung tatlo, we have 0.275. Kaso, hindi pa siya tapos, i-divide din natin yung makukuhang yan sa 1. Okay? And ang final answer natin ay 363 ohms. Okay? So, very good sa mga sumagot. Next question is yung current through each resistor. Okay? So, paano naman makuha yung current through each resistor? Okay, so dito, kailangan ko rin ng madami. Okay, so ito yung ating clue. Tcharan! Ay. Okay, so try nyo muna sagutin. Okay, meron na tayong given na voltage. So, meron na ring given na ohms. So, tatlo sila. Kailangan ko rin ng tatlong sagot. Tatlo, then yung equal. Yung equal answer. Okay, very good. So now, pagka nakuha natin yan isa-isa, kailangan pa rin natin ng isa pang final answer. Okay? Di ba may karugtong pa siya? Di ba siya ay plus plus plus? Okay, so what is your final answer? Pero ito yung mismong kailangan niya. Itong tatlo. Okay, anyone? Ano final answer? Okay, very good. 30.25 ampere. Okay. So, ganito siya nung na-compute. So, kinuha natin isa-isa. Yan. Yan. So, yan. I-divide lang natin para makuha yung bawat isa. So, divided by 8. Then, 110 divided by 12. Then, yung isa, 110 divided by 15. So, we have 3 answers. Then, afterwards, kasi ito yung rule niya, so, pagpa-plusin nyo lang. Okay? So, ang final answer we have 30.25. Okay, very good. So, yun lang siya. Okay? And last na tanong niya. What is the voltage across each resistor? Okay? Okay, so simple na lang 'yan. We have meron na tayong current, meron na tayong resistance. Okay? So ano yung original rule? Okay. Very good. Very good. Given naman na siya kanina. Okay? So, 'di ba sinabi niya 110. So, kaya siya nakuha. So, yung nakuha natin na 30.25 at saka yung isa pa nating kinompute, yung 3.57 ohms. So, pagsasamahin mo lang sila to get the 109 point something or pagka ni-round off ay 110. Okay, very good. Okay. So, yun lang siya. Yun lang, yung rule ni series and nung parallel. Okay, basta huwag niyong kakalimutan yung kung kailan niyo pagsasamahin or not. Okay? And, siyempre, kahit na, again, mag-change yung rule doon sa series and parallel, lagi tayong consistent, okay? Doon sa V is equals to IR. Okay, doon lang sa triangle na yan. Okay? So, ito galing siya sa busyong. So, ito yung mga symbol at saka function ng mga electric circuit elements. So, ito yung mga basic, though sa ating, sa X-ray natin mismo, marami pa yan. Pero ito yung pinaka-basic. Okay, for now, ito muna yung tandaan nyo. Kapagka ganito yung signal. 'Pag ganito yung symbol, yung parang zigzag, so we call this resistor. Okay? Ang function niya, ini-inhibits niya yung flow ng electrons. The battery, kung makikita niyo naman may positive at negative sign, so battery siya. Ang purpose niya is to provide electric potential. Then we have capacitor, yung ganun ang design. Okay? Ang function niya is momentarily. Okay? Momentarily stores electric charge. Then we have transformer. So actually si transformer dalawa. We have step-up transformer at saka step-down transformer. Okay. So ang function niya, tulad na sabi dito, increases or decreases voltage by fixed amount. Okay, kaya siya alternating current kasi pwedeng i-increase or decrease. Okay? So, itong nakikita ngayon sa image, tinatawag yan na step-up transformer. Okay? So, kung makikita niyo yung coils, 'di ba? Dito sa unang side, here, kaunti. Then, kung makikita niyo yung padalawang coil, madami. Okay? So, kapag ganyan, ibig sabihin yan ay step up. Okay? And kapag step up, ibig sabihin, i-increase ang voltage. Okay? Kung halimbawa ang coil ay baliktad, meaning dito sa kabilang side yung mas marami, then sa second yung mas kaunti, so we call this step down transformer. Okay? So kapag step down transformer, ang purpose niya ay i-decrease ang voltage. Okay? So magagamit natin yan doon sa operating console. Okay? So may mga knobs kasi tayo na ina-adjust na nagre-require ng high voltage or low voltage. Okay? Pero susunod na natin yun i-discuss. Then we also have diode. Okay? Ganito yung kanya. Okay? So ang purpose niya, allows electrons to flow in only one direction. Okay? Straight line. Okay? Yun yung diode. Okay? Malinaw? Our last topic for today ay tungkol dito sa power. Okay? So, dito sa power, tandaan nyo lang guys, ito lang yung, sabi niya kasi dito, 1 watt is equals to 1 ampere of current flowing through electric potential, okay, of 1 volt. Okay, so dami niya sinabi, pero by formula, ang sagot dyan, yung power, to get the power, kailangan lang natin pagsamahin yung current at yung voltage. Okay? Ang symbol is UV, and yung current is A. Okay? Then, meron lang konting changes para doon sa power losses. Okay? Loss ng power. Okay? Pagka yun ang kailangan, guys, so, mapapansin nyo naman, guys, na meron siyang resistance. Ito. Okay? So, kapag may resistance, may loss of power talaga. May resistance eh. So, para makuha yon, ang gagawin nyo, yung current na hawak nyo, i-squared nyo lang. Okay? bago nyo siya i-multiply doon sa given na resistance. Okay? Then, kapag ka doon sa hinihinging tanong, wala yung sinabing given, so ang gagawin nyo is either i-multiply nyo siya or i-divide. Okay? So, try natin. So, ito ay computation lang ng use sa kuryente kung gusto nyo siya ma-compute. Pero ito yung importante. Wait lang. Okay, ito. Yan. Yan. Naisod ko na. Okay. So, ito yung isang example. An X-ray imaging system draws a current of 80 ampere is supplied by 220 volts. Okay? Ano daw yung na-consume na power? Okay? So, do sa question natin, may given. We have ampere and we have volts. Okay? So, anong sagot sa power? Don't forget the unit. Watts. Okay? Anong sagot? Okay, very good. What if i-convert siya sa kilowatts? What will happen? Pero pwede na yung watts. Try nyo lang. What if ko-convert siya in kilowatt? So, kapag ka merong changes sa unit, like yung kilowatt, so ibig sabihin, yan, very good. Mamumove lang yung decimal. Okay? Very good. So, paano nakuha yon? Since sa question may given na 80 ampere at saka 120 voltage, then ang question is yung power. So, para makuha yan, pag-multiply nyo lang siya. Okay? We have 80 at saka times 220. So, ang computation is 17,600 watts. Like, kung gusto mong paigsiin pa, pwede naman. So, imumove mo lang yung decimal, pwede siyang 17.6 kilowatts. Okay? Okay? Or resistance of mobile imaging is 10 ohms. Okay? So, pinag siya in 210 volts per second. How much does it draw? And how much power is consumed? Okay, so here we given a resistance. Okay? Anyone? Ang kailangan natin is how much current does it draw? Okay? Current ang kailangan. Kailangan muna ng current. sagot. Okay, very good. So, kailangan na makuha muna natin yung kasi dito, how much power is consumed? Okay? So, dito, since walang given na ano muna for now, wala pang given na current, so kunin muna natin yung current. Okay? So, para makuha ang current, anong gagawin? May i-divide tayo. So, since we given na resistance, so 110 divided by 10, okay, so meron na tayong 11 ampere. Okay? So, tapos now, may 11 ampere na tayo na compute. So, na natin yung tanong na how much power is consumed. Okay? So, para makuha yon, pag multiplyin mo lang yung nakuha mo. So, meron tayong 1,210. Okay? Na watts. Okay? Now, meron kasing given na overall resistance. Okay? Dito sa overall resistance, may given naman na ito nakuha na natin yung current. So, ngayon, yung 11 amperes, i-squared natin. Okay? So, ang gagawin natin, 11 times 11. So, ano sagot natin? Bago pa siya i-multiply sa 10. Okay? 11 times 11 para makuha yung squared. So, we have 121. Diba? Tapos, i-multiply mo siya doon sa given na resistance since we are discussing the power losses. So, 10 ohms. We have 1,200 watts. Okay? Malinaw? Okay, so again, the final answer is 1,210 watts, or kung bawasan mo pa yan, okay, so ano siya, 12 kilowatts. Okay, so again, para makompleto natin yun, so yun nga, kinuha muna natin yung sa power. And since hindi natin makocompute yung power dahil walang current, kinuha muna natin. Okay, and afterwards, pagsasamahin natin since kailangan din yung power losses kasi may given na resistance. Okay? So, ito naman, alam niyo na yan. Okay, kung number of volts required to cause a current. Okay, pagka ganyan, so since voltage siya kailangan, so pag multiply niyo lang siya. Okay, so alam niyo na agad ang sagot dito. Hmm. 200 volts. Okay? So, okay. So, yun lang. Any questions? Any questions or clarification? Guys? Malinaw yung discussion natin today? Okay. So, yun lang. Next week, kahit gusto ko pa sanang i-discuss kaso mabibitin, gusto kong i-discuss yung magnetism. And kung aabutin pa, kung papalarin, though yung ihahabol ko kasi ay introduction na siya sa midterm, actually. Okay? So, i-discuss din natin yung transformer law. Okay? So, yun lang. That ends our discussion for today. If you have any questions or clarifications, don't hesitate to chat me. Okay? And ipaalala nyo na lang sa akin yung material mamaya kasi ano siya eh, titignan ko pa kung isasama ko yung magnetism. Pero isa-send ko yung material sa inyo mamaya. Yung sa CRDR at saka yung sa IEM. Okay? So, thank you guys. Yun lang. Thank you for listening. Thank you.